Hey friends, welcome back to my Gym Friends podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Joyce.
I'm Liz.
Bria.
Mel.
Shaya.
So guys, today we're talking about how we started and where we are now. So the title of this episode is Where Did She Go? Meaning this. Who I was pre-marriage, pre-Sean, pre-Miles Nia. Check. What? Oh, we are going to do a check-in. Daggone it. My check-in. My girlfriend check-in. I'm so sorry.
You want to back it up?
I'm
you want to start from the beginning?
No, let's just do it.
Yeah.
This is natural. Y'all, I'm too old to be trying to fix everything now.
I can't remember nothing.
I can't remember to wind my butt or scratch my watch. Liz, how are you feeling? It's your check-in, actually.
I'm still pregnant.
So that's good.
That was good. Thank goodness, Sharon.
So the boys went on a trip that I couldn't go on.
Cause why?
I'm too far along. We didn't have the baby while they were gone. We needed that to not happen.
Yeah.
But I know everyone was on deck. Thank you.
Except Shaya.
No, you were there.
I was the
Just not
aftermath.
After.
She's there for the self-care afterwards.
Put on
Which
your
is
slippers
so
and a
weird.
face mask.
Yeah, it was so weird not to have like Thanksgiving with your family and all that. But I did go over to a family friend's house, had a dollop of everything and came home. And then ate that apple pie like this whole story.
I love it.
But it was so nice not to answer to anybody.
Yeah. Self-care.
Wake up, right? Mm-hmm. Wake up. Oh my God, it was just so, it was very nice to do exactly what I wanted when I wanted. Rest on the couch, not move.
Mm-hmm.
Was it reminiscent of like pre-marriage, pre-mommy?
I lived with my mom. I lived with my parents before that, so.
Really?
Yeah,
You never lived on your own?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What?
No. She went right from mom's house to
To juniors?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I guess I was doing what I wanted anyways. They didn't like watch me. Hi, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah.
I was nice.
It's still very different.
Yeah. But it was a good time. Good 4 days. They called me. He called me more than I thought he was going to call me. But it was...
Eric or Junior?
Junior. What are you doing? Are you okay? Da-da-da. I'm not having the baby. Relax.
That's what he was worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he go, I'm not having the baby. It is fine. So it was very nice. And then they came home.
Party's over. Party's over.
Now work starts again.
Yeah.
So prior to that,
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking about it when the episode came up and I was writing it out, and I thought, you know what? I did do a lot of self-care. Like I had a routine, and I was just thinking about like my first little apartment and how like it would take me 3 hours to get dressed, and now I can't even fathom what to do with myself for 3 hours.
3 hours.
I mean, listen,
I got 3
I
minutes.
had to play my music. I had to light my candles. I took a bath. It was a vibe.
Right. Yes.
I mean, my makeup, just the moisturization of my body in itself.
Now you just
Can
hit the
they go on
spots of the
another
seat.
trip?
Hold on.
Yes.
Elbows.
Now we're in long socks.
Listen, sometimes it was. I even put lotion on when I'm wet, just so
Yeah.
that like I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna
Supposed to.
absorb
Yeah.
better, like in my brain, because I
Supposed
just I don't have the same time, like that leisure. And then I used to be like, oh, I can't wait to get my hair. I used to do my own hair and nails because I didn't have the money. I mean, like I took a lot of time with me, and I think that came back kind of like flooding back. So who I was, like even down to like my socks have to match my panties and bra, and like everything matched. Like I had these criteria, as unrealistic as they may be. I hit them goals. I hit them joints.
Look.
Just saying,
Good
I
job.
did. I
Good
hit
job.
them.
Good job.
And what I did and like what I wanted and all of those different things are just so different than now.
Mm-hmm.
Like polar opposite different.
Oh yeah. You change.
Well, yeah.
It's decades.
What do you think is like the biggest thing? I can tell you where mine hit, because again, sitting here thinking about it, I can see my beautiful face in the mirror. rubbing my moisturizer that I didn't even need. I didn't need hyaluronic acid, no retinol. I didn't need it. I didn't need it at all. But I remember where that thing was like, click, no longer available.
Mind you, when I had to moisturize a little face before my own.
Yeah.
I had to moisturize Taya's face. So my face had to wait.
Yeah.
Had to make sure her little face was moisturized and her little butt was not getting a rash.
Aw.
And then we had to take a little nap. Then we had to go for a walk. I had to put a little sunblock on. Everything that I would do for
But everything
myself,
was for her.
I
too,
did
but
for her.
I didn't put
And then
sunblock on you.
I did the same thing 16 months later. Then Sydney came. So then there were two little faces I had to moisturize. And their little hair was done. And they had to match. So don't matter if my socks matched as long as they matched. One had on purple, one had on pink.
Yeah.
They were moisturized. Their hair looked good. Shoot, their nails were done and mine weren't. Like they were like 3 and 2. I was like, hold on, let me get a little pink. Bam, bam, bam. Hit those little fingers, because that's the priority. I mean, and honestly, it took time to realize that I wasn't taking care of myself, but the kids were fine. And I don't think that really switched until they could do for themselves. And I was like, oh wait, I don't have to give you a bath.
But
You're
did you
taking a
go
shower?
back?
Like,
Did you go back to?
not my original.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go
Yeah.
back to its factory setting. No, it
Yeah.
didn't go on. It was like a update.
Girl,
like
I
on the
couldn't
Yeah.
like that
Like
you
the
said that
warranty
factory said I was
wore
like,
off.
Yeah, it didn't go back to the factory setting. It was an update.
Yeah.
So the time that I spent wasn't the same, but I found a little bit more time for myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, now it's completely different because they're grown. So I feel like with each stepping stone in their lives, I gave myself a little bit more time. When I didn't have to do for them, I could do for myself. Like this one, Liz over here, you played yourself because Eric can do for himself. Now you're about to start over.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
good thing is
He can-
Eric can also do for the
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
And I think that helped a lot too, because when I had Jet, there's 8 years between him and Sydney. So
Too.
I didn't really have to start over when I had Jet because I had 2 backups. So I didn't go back to the mode I was in when I had Tay and Sydney, but I still didn't. I still wasn't first. I still wasn't a priority for myself, but I didn't have to go that far back because I had helpers. So I had Jared, I had Tay and Sydney, and then that's why Jet was so spoiled because he didn't have to do for himself.
Yeah.
So Liz,
Noted.
you're
So I'm about to take a vacation after the baby comes out.
yes,
Like, day after.
yes, yes. You'll be
Just
fine.
kidding.
Eric will be fine. You'll be fine.
I mean, having a new baby is like, you know, like everybody wants to help the first couple months. It's day 90 where you're like, where's all these
Where
people?
my people go?
Yeah.
Where my people go? I know I saw a meme that said something like, when people are like, let me know when I can come visit the baby. You can come between midnight and 4
Yes.
a.m.
Yeah.
Like, come on
Sounds
over.
about
Right
right.
in that
Yeah.
little
Yes.
window, you can help.
You need your sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And truth be told,
They have night nurses.
yeah,
like,
well, I'm at the point now where I would be willing to do that. I'm up anyway. Give me the
that
baby.
sounds cool.
Baby. Give me the baby.
Yeah.
And that's me.
That
You know, I
sounds cool.
love myself a baby.
Was there a shift once you guys Michael got married? Did you have Autumn right away, or
No, I think it took us 2 years. I think 2 years, about a year and a half. Got pregnant and then had her. Yeah, so we had good old time, just us, just enjoying each other, traveling,
They would borrow my kids.
walking around the house naked.
Yeah, they borrowed Tay and Sydney.
Those are good
sometimes.
times though, when you just could be
Yeah.
yourself. Now kids, you got to. So, anyway, it's a lot. But no, I loved being with my nieces too a
Yeah.
lot because
Tay and
that's
Sydney,
like
yeah.
their ages where I was with them all the time.
Aw.
It's like I had
Getting
kids
all
of
your
my own.
practice in.
That was the fun
Stroller, getting their little smoothies, getting their bagels, going to the zoo. Like, yeah.
I love that.
So I got a taste of all that before becoming a mommy. But I knew for sure that we wanted to have children. So, but yeah, it has changed.
in from single shed to married shed, was
Oh,
there a
please.
big
Please. Lord,
All of us
please.
should be a different
Listen,
person.
that's
I'm
a
just
whole
glad
nother
social
time.
media,
Wasn't
iPhones.
That part.
No one has a picture of you.
They might.
They might in a
did.
compromising
Somewhere.
situation at all,
Right.
but I mean, yeah, different.
Yeah.
I think we
Very.
all were. I
Mhm.
would hope before you say I do that you are out there living your best
Having
life.
fun.
Before
Yeah.
you say I do, make sure that you did.
Correct.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. I might get that shit on a shirt.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Very
No, for
different
sure.
people. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's part of growth.
Yeah.
I learned from you. I'm
Yeah.
just
You sound like that damn commercial.
watching you.
That you remember that commercial on NBC? This is your brain on drugs.
Oh, yeah,
And then
the
there was
egg.
one where the dad was doing
Yes.
drugs,
Yeah.
and the dad walks in on the son, and he's like, "I learned it by watching you."
That's
I know. I was
right.
like,
So-
we're not comparing it to. Like,
So that's Shay.
no
Shay,
comparison there,
that's
but
her
I'm just
thing.
saying.
She's like, "I learned it
The thing is, I didn't even drink alcohol in
Until she-
college at all. Like,
What?
I was like the
until
sober.
she was like
nothing.
22, 20.
Yeah, it took me. I just.
Wow.
Damn.
You were not a Vegas kid.
I
No.
cannot say the same.
I just
I
like
cannot
having
say
fun
the same.
naturally, so I think that
Yeah.
was a little
I
bit
was like,
harder
you're
to
used
kind of
Vegas.
transition into
kids.
that.
Grow up quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's also I think we were in a bubble for so long that when we were outside the bubble, it was like, oh, thank God. Like,
No, I didn't want to get in trouble though. I don't know
no,
about
we
your
didn't get in
bubble.
trouble.
But
You
you
just
see me, I'm
you
like
don't
that
get
kid.
caught.
I
You don't
don't
get
know about
caught,
your
fool.
bubble.
You don't get caught, fool.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You and Cody
I'll probably
never
tell him
understood
myself.
that.
I'll be like, I did
I
it.
got caught.
I did it. It was
Still
me.
did it.
Liz would tell
I'm
on
sorry.
herself as well.
Yeah.
Well, we know Liz's story.
Correct.
Left a whole message on herself.
Told on
Like,
herself.
oh my God.
And still did it the next day.
My
And the
God.
next day. And the next day.
Do you think that I think a big shift for me that happened was definitely having babies, but I think that the bigger that was like a daily routine, but what I didn't understand that slowly eroded was like my social circle.
Yeah.
Like I became friends with my kids' friends' moms.
It was a mommy and me
Yeah,
stuff.
and it was
Yeah.
like these are not like I would have normally not been friends with some yes are like we still will get on the phone and I'll look
Right.
for them at an event and be like, girl, you know you better come sit next to me because you know
You got things to catch up on. Yeah.
yeah, well, not just listen because we talk the same way and we
Yeah.
need to be sitting together. If you know, you know. But my girlfriends that are still like the ones I can, like I'll talk to and it's still the same, but we just completely fell off. Like
Yeah.
if they call me to check on me or I call them to check on them, like everything's fine. But we didn't hit the streets the same
Yeah.
way. We didn't talk the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
We didn't. So even my emotional support, the people who already knew all the background, like knew all the backstory with, my dad and my brothers and my sisters and the
Yeah.
stuff that I didn't have to I got to catch you guys up on, is like all those people fell away. So all of those internal thoughts only grew bigger.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had two transitions. So one being married, I was at home until marriage, only because I got married at 22, but I was engaged about 21. So I just stayed home, worked, school, and then got married, and we did obviously move in together. But then you do find different circles, and then I got divorced 15 years after being married, and that's
That's a
a
long
shift.
time,
We were
yeah.
married a long time, right?
Yeah.
15 years married and 4 years dating, so 19. I always call it 20 for good measure.
Yes.
I earned the extra year,
Time
but
served.
then it's like,
Good behavior.
but you do like I didn't have a single girlfriend at divorce, and everybody I knew was still married or in a relationship where they're living together. Basically, were married but not right. So it's hard to you're figuring out who the hell am I post divorce. I have children; they're 4 and 5. What do I even like to do on my own now? I'm in my 30s, almost 40, 37-ish, 38. And what do I even what are my hobbies? Where do I like to go to eat when it's not someone else, or you're compromising to let's go here because you like that and I like this, we can both get it here. Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah.
There's so much discovery in that alone, and it was just overwhelming.
I love the compromising thing because I don't even think that people recognize how much you do. And in compromise, not that I'm advocating like in marriages, hey, don't compromise. Not saying that, but when you do it so often, and as women, I think that that's just our go-to, is that you really do forget, well, what do I like? Because even my go-to is a compromise.
Yeah.
So like when everyone's like, I want this, my go-to, I recognize, like just recently, it was the thing that I don't really like. It's just it's the lesser of two evils. It's the place that everyone will still eat. It's not the place I would go if I was by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It makes sense.
There are whole places I probably have never been to again just because I have the choice to decide not to go there or to pick something else that I prefer, and I never even gave it any more thought, right? It's just you go with it because you're busy, we gotta eat, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, kind of take a step back and life slows down a little bit when you have the opportunity. And it's unfortunate that I waited so long to do that, because then I'm rediscovering everything. Like literally everything, friends, everything again. And I'm almost 40 at that point, and going through menopause, and I have a 4 and a 5-year-old, and I'm trying to like work, like all of that stuff is just wow, a lot.
It's crazy.
A lot of layers.
It's crazy. I think that one of the things that also was really like a aha was just that for a long time I didn't have a friend that wasn't associated with my husband or with one of the kids, and I just wanted that so bad that I didn't want to have to be in a relationship, Sean's wife, or you know one of you know my 4's mom. Like I just I didn't want to be that, because I was still running from even being my mom and dad's daughter. I just wanted to be ambiguous. You know what I mean? Just be me. Let me see how this feels. Let me figure out, because I didn't know who I was, to let alone to be able to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you're a grown ass woman. You don't know what you are, who you are, what you want, where you want to go. This girl, what you gonna do?
You're gonna figure it out. That's when I started traveling and everything else, because that was something my ex-husband didn't. He loved to travel in the U.S. but not outside. So the first thing I did was get that damn passport going and book myself a trip.
Unleashed.
And I went out. I never turned back.
I will say this, that once I was gone that long, and Sean is a homebody, like, so like when you guys say like these guys are the homebodies, I'm like, hey, I left. Sean was like, hey, where are we going? He's like, the pictures look great. You went. I'm ready. Like, I want to try. I want to try. Good. So, like, from the time that I made it home to now, everybody has a passport. Everyone's passport is good. They all are applying for their TSA. You know, like, they're ready. And the little my kids are really ready.
Yeah.
But I was excited about that leap for Sean, because that's one of the things that scares me most, is that the kids are getting bigger and they're like, oh yeah, like you said, they don't need me to give them a bath or anything like that. And I'm looking at him like, look, let me tell you something, Joker. I'm traveling.
What we about to do?
Either you going or you not. How'd you like sitting at home? You know?
Yeah.
How do you like that? You did it? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like our relationship has changed a bunch too since they were little. You know what I mean?
You're different versions of yourself now.
Yeah. And trying to kind of balance that has been way, you know, like I was saying something to one of the girls. I was like, oh, and your dad doesn't like this and doesn't like this. And he was like, yeah, I do. I was like, oh.
Since when?
Yeah.
Say what?
Today. Just kidding.
I mean, but I think that I was moving and operating, taking him for granted too, because I'm focusing in on my growing and changing, and then so like somehow in my brain he's not allowed. Excuse me, green is your favorite color.
I know sometimes I ask, do you guys even know the favorite color of your partner?
I hope it's blue.
Ask them
that's
tonight
what I
when you
know
go
it's
home.
blue.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I know it's not red.
Favorite color, but also like the thing. How do you take your hot dog? How do you take your hamburger? How do you
mustard?
Oh, girl!
I was like, stop!
I was waiting to say that at some point.
That was right on.
Good
There you
job.
go.
That was funny.
There you go.
You're
But
welcome.
I think that those emotional changes happen a bunch,
Yeah.
right? And I think kind of figuring those things out helps me find Joyce. And it makes it less scary that I don't know. If that makes sense. Like I feel like there's this pressure of like, you gotta know. You gotta know, you gotta know. You don't. You do not have to know. I can one of the things that when I went to Spain, we were in Granada, and I mean obviously I don't know where I'm going in Granada. But normally me, panic button. I don't speak the language. I'm in a city that I don't know. Like they driving on this side of the street, driving on that side. They just drove fast, period. But like there was my normal instinct would be to panic, and I was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Slow down. Everything's fine. We're gonna go with the flow." It's the most beautiful city. I mean, to me, it looks like Westeros. From at least from the top of the castle that we were at, it looked like Game of Thrones. If you know, like it was just beautiful. I mean, absolutely stunning. Did look like a movie set.
Yeah.
And just to walk through and to be calm, and where do you want to go? What do you want to try? What do you want to eat? And I remember being conscious and asking myself those questions, and that was just a first. And then I can remember riding back because we were in Competa, which is probably about an hour and a half away, and that ride in the car, I was like, I know what you like. I know what you don't like. I know, and it, instead of it becoming a panic button or a source of panic of like, who is she? It was more like, we gonna find out who you are, what you like.
And try something you haven't tried, or try something you have and didn't like it, and see if you like it now.
It's different.
Yeah.
Different mindset.
Well, I think saying yes has been especially since the collab, like since we've all come together, like, okay, I'll try it. Has been my yes has been way more. I don't know
Magic
how.
Mike.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
We've all been.
Okay, I'm the only
Your
one.
turn.
Yes.
Your turn.
Okay, it's
You're
time.
right.
I mean, don't try to do this after Magic Mike, but
No.
Don't go
Got you
home
caught
without
up.
it.
Listen, let me just tell
don't go
you.
try the moves. No.
We've already discussed if I pop up pregnant, that baby is named Baby Miracle, and that one-eyed baby will be at Sharia's house.
I'll take
One-eyed
it.
baby.
Give me the baby.
Cause-
Give me the baby.
Because that is going to be
Surprise,
that's
surprise.
going to be some Frankenstein stuff that happens because these tubes
Or
are
Jesus.
not. It could be.
Hey.
So Lil Bethlehem will be over at Sharia's house because it will not be over here. Because I'm telling you, right, these tubes are tied and those tubes are tied. So if that happens,
Someday, right?
It's a miracle.
Miracles.
It is a
happen.
miracle.
that baby
Yes,
miracle
Baby Miracle.
Bethlehem over at Sharia's house.
All right.
She's ready.
Yeah,
I-
baby miracle
I am.
Bethlehem Henderson Washington Bryant.
I don't. And I will take it. You know I will. I will give you the baby. I
The
will take the
first.
baby.
The
I will
first.
take the
Right.
baby.
Yeah, the
Oh,
first.
we're talking about changing. You know, Liz, this one you're going to be a completely different parent.
Yeah.
I think I would let this one go a lot and
Yep.
still keep Eric.
Yep.
Like the 8-year-old can stay. He wants.
Okay.
I swear, he says he's gonna stay in the bed, and the baby has its own bed.
Okay.
Why is
Let
it-
me say that.
He's still.
I got so
I
many
did that to
questions.
Taya and
Yeah.
Sydney. They're 16 months apart.
Mine are 13.
I babied Taya, and Sydney was Miss Independent because Taya knew, like, my feet haven't touched the ground in a year. Why are you putting me down? So I can keep holding Taya. The baby can be laying down. The baby don't know, and I can tell now because Sydney is more headstrong and independent.
Yep.
Taya is headstrong,
is.
but in a more calm and subtle
Mhm.
way.
She is.
Yep.
She's not forceful. Sydney will just be like, no.
And not
Taya will
fair.
say, no. Sydney will say no. Complete sentence, period.
Yeah.
So it started very early, and I parented different with Jet. I was like, oh, he hit his head. He all right.
Well, that's the third baby.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
third
gonna get to
baby.
dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
for Liz, the second one, because Eric does know.
So when my mom's already asking, so are you gonna let the baby spend the night? And I was like, oh yeah, first day, go ahead. Nice.
She didn't do that with Eric.
Eric didn't get to stay at her
See?
house for 3 years.
But
See?
let me tell you what was said to me, and
Barely
it
watched it.
scared the hell out of me. Was how are they going to live outside your house? How are they gonna live without you there?
Yeah.
And that scared me because I thought. I mean, I'm raising them to comfort my heart, especially my first two. Like, it was about me, like loving them in a way that I wasn't loved, or giving them the things that I thought I wasn't given, or whatever, trauma that I'm raising kids in. So I loved them in that way, but I would do it differently. In that, like that bubble you talked about, there was way too much of a bubble. So there was, for me, there was too many firsts while they were away at school, versus them doing it here
with you here.
Yeah, with me. Man, Taryn might tear this house down. This might not be here. I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to say a lot more yeses, because the truth of the matter is I'm not always going to be here. And that's the only thing I would tell you with Eric. And that I think that, and I say it in that way because it will scare you a little bit, because the truth is that you want them to be okay when you're not there.
Yes. I think the trips helped me a lot every time, like those
See?
last two. And I would call him, he goes, Mom, I'm okay. Like, he wanted to hang up the phone. I was like,
He's
yeah,
having
you don't
fun,
love
you're
me, you
interrupting.
don't love me.
Love you.
But see, then
But he's like,
interrupting is
okay,
but the
like,
emotion
bye.
is for you
Yeah.
and
It's
not for them.
He was like, okay, I'm going to jump on the
Well,
trampoline. I was like, okay, don't hit your head.
But that's when you were supposed to get off the phone and call one of your girlfriends and tell on them, so we could laugh at you.
Yeah.
Right?
Hard.
See, I
Same.
traveled a lot with work from when Ava was, 3 months old.
Yeah.
That one was hard to leave with a little 3-month-old, but traveled a lot for work their whole lives. I found it was more difficult for them if I checked in when they were little. It made them miss me more when I didn't call. For my kids, every kid's different. When I didn't call, they were in their own little world. They're having fun. They're playing.
It's like you're reminding them you're not
that
there.
I'm not there.
Yes,
And so I had to do that less for them, even though I wanted, what are you doing? Oh my God. So I could check in with whoever they're with, my mom, their dad, whoever, how's it going? What are they doing? But
Yeah,
I
just a
did less
text.
of talking
Yes.
to them because it didn't help them, even though I wanted it.
Yeah,
Because he did
I
not
would
want to
feel
come
that.
home from Seattle. I said, do you miss me? He goes, yeah. Do you want to come home? No.
And and both are true.
Okay.
Yeah. I
And
think
both are
again,
true.
emotionally, we have to remember that we're parenting them and they're not our.
Property.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
belong to
they-
us.
This is
Yeah,
going to be
they're
a
not.
whole redo.
But
like,
we have to remember that we're preparing them for the world, and that
they need to be okay.
we can put it on them, but it's a lot heavy. It's a lot it's too heavy for them. It's a lot for them to carry.
Yep.
Our emotions as well, which is why we have to do this shift, and why, again, another reason for girlfriend, sisterhood, connections, and friendships. We have to do it. We have to do it, because I would have made fun of you.
You would have been like,
You would
"Stop."
have peed on yourself after I got done talking to you.
Girl, absolutely.
I would have clicked someone in so that we both could have.
Hold on a minute. Colin and Shay.
I gotta click Shay
You just dated
It would
yourself.
have been like that.
I gotta click it.
I'm
What's
gonna freeway call.
Exactly.
Liz is tripping.
Wait.
We just kept passing it on.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, this ends this episode. We hope something that we said inspired you, made you laugh, or just made you feel a little less alone. We hope that you stay tuned. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.